Can get number one, elite, 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 and we're gonna stay elite right there.
Todos los Estados Unidos, número uno en ventas de Nissan nuevos.
Todo, gracias a Dios Todopoderoso, gracias a Dios y gracias a la gente de ustedes, somos número uno en la nación.
We're number one, 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 we're number one.
You see this growing. Some of you weren't believers of it, now you see it, you go, okay, oh, this is real. It's really happening. We were talking to Charlie last night. We're going to pay down the debt. We got probably 2-3 months. We're going to own Brownsville outright. We're going to own that whole. Yeah. And then we're getting the Gringos jet. Okay, I want to turn it over to your leader.
Everybody wants to win. Unfortunately, not everybody gets to win. If you want to become a winner, you have to prepare to win, you have to plan to win, and you have to expect to win. We have been preparing for 4 years. Talked about building the empire. We have been planning. Now we're going to be debt-free in the next 2 years, 3 years. And the expectation has always been there to be number one in the nation. Always. Some of you guys came up to and said, Rigo, we could have done better. Like 10 of our salespeople thinking at the level of upper management. Rigo, we could have done better. 317 new cars sold. You guys don't even care about district anymore. You guys don't care about region anymore. It's all about the nation. And now you guys are the #1 dealer in the whole freaking United States. Let's give away some money! All right, Junior, 12 units, $500. Where you at? Adrian, 12 units, $500. Where you at, Clyde? 12.5 units, $500. 12.5 units, $500. Cowboys whole team, $500. 14 units, $500. $500. Bill Thompson, come on down. 15 units, $1,200. 15.5 units, $1,200. Corn B, 16 units, $1,200.
it's $1,200.
I'm going to turn it over. Give him a big round of applause to our fearless leader, Mr. Charlie Floyd.
I just want to tell you guys and girls, man, Rigo knows as much as anyone else in this room about the dream of being number one in the country. And I used to think that I had to do everything. I used to think that I had to close everybody. I used to think I had to roam up and down that thing and nobody could do it like I could. Well, I think I'm a pretty talented guy. When I saw what you guys, and now I watch this company grow, and people ask, well, how did you get to number one in the country from where you're at? You know that every other dealership's going to sit back and they're going to maybe watch this show and they're going to go, well, let's try to do that. Okay, they're positive in their meetings. Let's stop being negative. And, and they're having fun at their work. Oh, let's have fun. They believe in something. They got passion. Oh, okay, let's have passion too. But isn't it if you think about it, it's like the perfect recipe, the perfect brand. Because really what it is, you can't really pin it down to one particular thing other than it's a perfect storm. And Dominic mentioned something about that a little earlier, talking about, I'm proud to do the branding for you. I'm proud to get out there and give back to the community. When we grow Green Ghost Hero, for example, and we get out there and we help kids in Mexico, we help kids in the U.S., we help kids in the Dominican Republic, I don't care. We're going to help out as many kids as we can and make a difference in this world, starting from right here in Harlingen. And you guys, you made me so proud because, like I said, I help lead you in the branding. Jeff helped unlock the lids in your brains. Sir. And unlock the lids. There was lids in there. You used to think, I can only be like this. He came in, took a key, unlocked the top of your head, and now where's the limit? And now, there's no way I could have ever achieved what you guys have achieved trying to do it on my own. Now, every one of you is motivated to be like me, right? You want to make it to the top. Not be like me. You want to be at the top. And you all are. So I've got like an army of people surrounding myself with that are like me. I'm like, instead of, I have to do it myself. You guys are all doing it, man. Way past whatever. I had a vision, I had a dream, but to be here, to be number one. And I want to tell you a quick story. Did I tell you the story about meeting Carlos Ghosn? Did I tell you all that story? You know who Carlos Ghosn is? Carlos Ghosn is the leader of Nissan worldwide. He is the leader of Nissan Global. He turned Nissan around. Much like we needed a big turnaround, Carlos Ghosn did the same thing in 1999. He took over Nissan. I was on the dealer advisory board at that time, so I represented all of South Texas, so I wanted to go meet Carlos Ghosn. And that was my only objective, to go, because if we had implemented half the stuff we'd learned the year before, I went there, I was just like, man, I just want to meet this guy, because I want him to know who we are when we're one of the top dealers in the country. But the point is, when I met him in 2005, when I first got there, I was in my suit, and I was all ready to go, ready to meet him. And I went up to the leader of Infinity. He was getting ready at the back of the room. And I said, I'm ready to meet Carlos Ghosn. He goes, I don't know about that. I don't think he's going to have time to meet anybody. I said, I flew all the way to New Orleans. This was before the hurricane. And he said, I don't think he's going to meet anybody. He's very tight on the schedule. He's going to have a meeting with us, and he's on a plane back to Japan. I said, no. I came all the way to New Orleans to meet this guy, and you're telling me I can't meet him? Now talk about being terco, I'm telling you. I said, no, that's unacceptable. So I said, where's the leader, Jed Connolly, who was the leader of Nissan National? I went up to him, he goes, Green Ghost, what's going on, pal? I said, Jed, great to see you, man. I said, hey, I just came on this deal to meet Carlos Ghosn. We just came out on Japanese television. We came out in front of 40 million homes in Japan featuring our dealership. I don't know if you all knew that, but that did happen on the NHK network, talking about our marketing, talking about our store. And I wanted him to know who we were. That was before we came out in the Wall Street Journal. And so we were ranked 120-something in the nation at that time. I said, when we make it up there, I just want you to remember who we are. But Jed still said, no, I don't think you're going to be able to meet him. Finish the story. And then the vice president, he was the one who came up, he said, nope, Brett, nope, not going to be able to meet him. I said, oh, really? Okay. So, dealer advisory board, I get to sit in these front 3 rows, right, because I'm special. I get to sit in these front 3 rows. I said, okay. So I sat back there, and I was thinking to myself, man, I got to figure this out. I got to figure this out. So, right when he was finished speaking, all these big curtains came down. Carlos Ghosn turned around, Nissan, blah, blah, blah. He gave the whole awesome speech. It was really great. It was to show other franchises what was happening with Nissan and how they were turning around their company, right? And why that was a brand to invest in. So right afterward, there were these huge blue curtains. And I just said, I'm going to go through those curtains. And I walked up, and I pretended like I was part of the deal, and I had my official tag on. Charlie Clark Nissan, he didn't look at it very closely, the bodyguards, so, like, yeah, excuse me, yeah. And I went through the curtains. I found a break in the curtain. I was like this, guys. And I found a break in the curtain, and I walked in, and there was Carlos Ghosn with a reporter from me to that table. I said, yes, done, I got it. Took my gum, threw it, and I walked straight over there, and I don't know why, I should have said Mr. Ghosn, but it just me nació. And I was like, Carlos Ghosn! How you doing? Charlie Clark Nissan, Harlingen, Texas. I just wanted to meet, I've always wanted to meet you. So I'm so proud to be one of your dealers and to see what you did with this company to turn around. I just want you to know who we were, because when we make it up there, I want you to remember us. And those 3 guys who told me I couldn't, the top 3 guys in Nissan, were all standing at parade rest. This is parade rest. And as soon as I broke in, they were like, oh my God! Oh my God! There's only one Charlie. And I didn't have proof yet so this guy went in and he, did his press conference, and I still needed a picture. I had a little disposable camera. So I told one of the reporters, and I forgot to press the flash button. It was dark in the back. So I'm sitting here, Rigo, come over here. Carlos, there's a little trick, and Carlos, if he ever gets to see this tape, he's going to laugh because it's true. I couldn't let him leave without that picture, so the Texas governor taught me a trick at the time. You hang on to the jacket so that you can't leave. And he wasn't a very big guy, so I'm sitting here going, yep, all right. So he takes a picture and no flash, and I was like, flash, please. And then they sit there, and it's one of those old cameras where you have to charge it up. So they sit there and charge it. I'm like, alrighty. Then I got the picture. So I was like, thank you, sir. Shook his hand. I was like, yes. And I went up to those guys and said, you said I couldn't. A reporter comes up to me and says, I need to speak to you. Who are you? So he said that in front of Carlos Ghosn, so I felt like King Kong. Like, excuse me, gentlemen. And I walked over, and the reporter said, who are you? Where are you from? Well, this article comes out in the Detroit Free Press, which comes out worldwide the next day. It said, Carlos Ghosn has made it to superstar status. And the second sentence is, Charlie Clark, a Nissan dealer from Harlingen, Texas, broke past 2 bodyguards